Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going through the Adelaide vs North Melbourne game, in which North Melbourne ran away with it late, I guess, in a certain extent, even though I think, to be fair, I think they were sort of always about 8 to 10 points up throughout much of the game here. Let me just double check this. Yeah, they were up, what is that? That is 20 points to 40. They were up 20 points at three-quarter time, but then it was a 2-goal one, 2-1 behind last quarter, which basically sealed the deal for Adelaide, in which they were just able to hold them off to much of the extent. And the big problem for Adelaide was pretty much them just being unable to kick goals, they kicked, what is it in the end? 4 goals 9, which to 6 goals 5. They had 2 more shots at goal, but they lost by 8 points, which was sort of the big difference, accuracy in the end. But anyway, let's jump into this video here. You can see 33 to 41, and you can see Marinoff with a 133. She had 25 disposals, 16 tackles. So like we were saying with McNamara and Mithun and all those sort of Melbourne girls, is that Marinoff, she might have these like low 20s or mid-20 disposal games, but she has the 16 tackles on top of it to really push home the big scores. And a 133 is one of her lower scores as well, but you're still taking that as captaincy. Hatchard, 20 touches, 3 marks, 6 tackles for an 85. She was really good as well. I say that, but she just had a horrific third quarter, but the fourth quarter she had 37. If that third quarter is like a 20 or so, then that's a 98, and it's not the worst, but an 85 is just sort of annoying. Bedell with a 75, she had a slow start, but then really kicked into gear in the second and third. Allen, Thompson, Tonin, Goodwin, Prowse, Kelly, Randall, 58. It was really disappointing, I would say. She had a really slow start, and I think actually she got a little bit underscored in the game in general. I think she had like 2 or 3 tackles given to her and then taken back away. It was really weird to see. I think they were just generally a little bit off with the way that they were scoring this game. A lot of score swings. I'm pretty sure that Hatchard might have even finished on a 78, and then she got upgraded to a 85. I think Marinoff finished on maybe a one. She might have finished on a 133 and then put up to a 137 and then put back down to a 133. There was a lot of score changes post game and post quarters. But yeah, it was a little bit disappointing for Randall to come out and score a 58. Ponta 57, Newman 56. So the week that Goldrick's 58 doesn't probably actually look as bad in everything said and done about it, because if you look at the Geelong game here actually, and you look at what Webster did, she went 61. We talked about how Newton went 67, or we mentioned it, and then you have also Daisy Darcy that went 52 and injured with a potential ACL or a bad knee injury. Pretty much all of the defenders went and scored 60 odd, which, other than Sheeran, who went, I think, 90 something. Let me just double check that in the Dreamtime game. She went 93. So, you can pretty much see that the defenders didn't have as much of an impact, and it looks to be the midfielders this week, which are the differentiators, it could have been a lot, I guess, worse. But, Randall, it doesn't look like the forwards are going to be that much. They're all going to be in the mid-50s, sort of clumping, it looks like, and the defenders, as I said, mid-60s. Alan Gould, Levi, Munyard, fit 36, Martin, Charlton, Muller, Boyle Carr with a 15. She got off to a decent start and then just fell away. You can see that no points in the last quarter. Would have liked even just a 6 or 10 point last quarter, and then Waterhouse with a 13. Then we get over to the likes of North Melbourne, and Jazz Gardner, 27 disposals, 1 tackle, 8 marks for a 118. You can really just see her go hard early, get up to a 66, and then slow down a little bit in the second half with only a 52. But she's been so good, and she's sort of been inconsistent this year, I think, a little more than she has in the past. If I just get rid of all of these tabs because they're not needed. As you see, she's gone minus 13, and someone did, I think it was something that really did sort of get pointed out in pre-season, is that she probably has the type of game that can see a slight regression. And you can sort of just see it directly in the marks here. And the disposal, she's down one handball, 1.8 kicks, and also 1.5 marks. That is 4.5, 6.5, and then the 1.8 is about... So yeah, she's down about 11 or 12 very, very easily there. And then a little bit in the also through free kicks, another like half of 1.5 points there. And that's where you get the 13.5. So yeah, she's definitely just... and the thing is, she's just not hitting the top scoring brackets. You can see 5 tons, 4 120s, whereas last year she had 10 and 8. Obviously, she's played 4, and that'll be actually 6 and 4. Obviously, she's played 3 more games, but she'll have already had less tons and less 120s possible than if she had played the exact same amount of games, which probably just shows that she's not scoring as well as she was last year, and you can just see it. And yeah, she's just... I think it's more to do with the... I want to say it's more to do with the tackles. Well, not actually the tackles. Those big sort of games where she goes and has that sort of 30-something plus disposals aren't really there. You can sort of see she's gone 30 plus 2 times this year, whereas last year, if you look at it, she went 30 plus once, twice, 3, 4, 5. She went 30 plus 5 times, whereas she only went up, what do we say, twice? So that's really where the difference lies. She's not having those big disposal games, as well as just you can sort of see it feels like the marks are a little bit more clumped in this one here compared to sort of here, which is sort of as seen here. She's down 1.5 marks per game, which is about half compared to last year. But anyway, Riddell 102, 25, 3 and 7. She's done her job as an inside midfielder to get to 100. I'm pretty sure she's still down on the year, I want to say, for what she's about even. That'll actually, I think, go just about pretty much even. I think that will. 111.6 times 9 is 1004. 1004 plus 102, divide that by 10, and that is 110.6. So I think she is dead even on her actual points for last year, her points per game, which, yeah, she's pretty much putting up similar to the likes of Jazz Gardner, and I want to see why that is the case, why is she not putting up necessarily, what is this, round 14? I think the thing with Riddell this year I can just see quickly here, and is that she's not putting up the low scores, like she had a 79 and a 71, but she's putting up more of these sort of mid-90 scores. You can see back to back here. Whereas last year she was putting up sort of those scores were those 105 type scores here. You can see 105, 113, 118, 100, 106, etc. So I think that's just where the big difference lies in her sort of scoring is just a little bit down, and she's more higher. Is it higher ceiling, or is it? It's actually not higher ceiling, to be honest with you. She had a 151, a 139. So yeah, she's just been a little bit down across the board, but then has a little bit higher of a floor, I'd say, given that the lowest score for the year is an 88 rather than a 71, which is sort of a big difference there, and that's why she's more sort of clumped in together. And you can sort of see it with the disposals they're sort of flipped around a little bit, more handballs, less kicks, and less marks, which is probably indicative of what North Melbourne were doing. If you probably see the North Melbourne stats, I wouldn't be surprised if their inside mids have all less marks, but then up on the tackles, which is a good thing. Skipping through pretty much the rest of this, Sheila 78, Bresnahan 68, King, the two King girls 64 and 61, Craven as well 59. She did pretty well first 3 quarters, I'm pretty sure, and then the last quarter -3 in the last was so she really could have kicked into gear. She's done exceptionally well in the Carney role. Wall, O'Loughlin, Smith, Birchall, Tripodi 46. It's all right, but it's not the greatest. Gap, Wright, Randall, Martin, Rennie, Bruton as well. Bruton being on a 20, she could be so valuable next year if she does move. Just looking at her stats here, because she's played an average of 51 through 7 games. If she was to move, I wouldn't be surprised if she had plus 25 in her, to be honest with you, given that she was a full-time base, almost a full-time mid last year, a couple of years ago, on average 70. So yeah, I think she's definitely got more in her, to be honest with you, and I wouldn't be surprised if that she had an injury game last year on a 4, so that might be affecting the 85.5 that she had last year. Just looking at it, yeah, that would have affected it. So she was probably even higher last year. Looking at the rest of it, and yeah, Ferguson and O'Shea, and then that pretty much is the video. So basically what I look at North Melbourne is just, are they going to lose anyone next year as they sort of disperse and try and get that more midfield role? It generally doesn't seem to happen too much with North. It seems more Brisbane seem to lose girls year on year to it. But yeah, we'll see if North Melbourne have anyone that wants out. I know there are whispers of some other clubs having some sort of disgruntled players, and we'll just see if they want out and whether they go to maybe another club. Like there's potential for Sydney to pick up some, but we'll see what happens in that space in the next little bit, because that could shake up the competition a little bit and allow a big roles because they're major midfielders. But anyway, that is the video there. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.